Should you trust your gut feelings in business? I'm going to talk to you about how you can really tap into those gut feelings so you know when to and maybe when not to, and you can use this effectively in your business to make better decisions and build the business that feels true to you. I'm Ruth Kudzi, the founder of Ruth Kudzi Coaching. I transformed my life and my business, and I'm passionate about helping others do the same. So gut feelings or intuition, what is it? Well, we'd love to think of intuition as something woo-woo, something a bit out there. But if we're looking at it from a neuroscience perspective, intuition is merely thought pattern recognition. So if we're someone like a chess master, we're able to have, our intuition is right probably about 95% of the time because we've mastered a skill and we've seen the patterns. So our unconscious pattern recognition is really strong. Most of us aren't chess masters and most of us live in the real world. But does that mean that we need to explore our intuition? Well, I think no. And in his work, Gary Klein, who's an amazing psychologist, talks about the power of intuition. And it is really tapping into what we already know, or self-trust. As it is about pattern recognition and past experience, our intuition may not always be right. And I'm going to give you an example. So one of my clients was saying that she had a really bad feeling about signing up to something. And she's like, there was something about the man that I didn't trust. And I said, okay, what was it? And she went, well, actually, his behavior reminded me of this man that I'd met when I was a child, and he'd actually scammed my dad. I said, oh, what was it about his behavior? And she said, well, it was actually the way that he didn't have eye contact, and he seemed to make lots of promises that he didn't have any evidence for. And she was like, since then, that's been a red flag, and it made me feel uneasy in my tummy. That uneasiness that she was feeling in her tummy was an emotional response to something that had happened in the past. So when I explored that with her, it sounded like her intuition was right. It sounded like she made the right decision not to trust him. So there are definitely lots of examples of where past experience has helped us to recognize warning signals or red flags. And that is incredibly powerful. So when we feel anything in our body, it may be in our gut or it may be an emotion in a different part of our body, it's worth leaning into it and asking ourselves, where did that come from? But where can it not work so well? Well, as we know, if it's based on pattern recognition of past behavior, it is limited because we're basing it on the past. And yes, of course, to some extent, our past experience can predict our future, but it can be limiting our options and our opportunities. So let's treat intuition with caution. So if we're feeling something, interrogating that feeling is a great place to start. When I felt it before, what was going on? What does this remind me of? And asking ourselves those questions. And equally being aware that there are unconscious biases that we all hold, and our intuition may be tapping into those biases. So again, is this true right now? What evidence have I got to say this is true? What evidence have I got to say that this is what is going on right now? So how else do we feel about our intuition? Well, our intuition really is about self-trust. It's about us. And in a way, yeah, there is a pattern recognition, but also it's the fact that we're picking up on energy. We're picking up on really small cues. So if we're starting to feel a little bit uneasy about a situation, it's because we will unconsciously have picked up on something. If our gut is saying to us, stop or slow down, it's whispering to us that there may be something going on. It doesn't mean that we have to take that option off the table completely in our business. But what it does mean is approach with caution. And if we are going to make a decision and we have that feeling, it's about recognizing, okay, where is this coming from? And if this feels strong, let's lean into that feeling, see what's going on, and decide what to do. And I would recommend that if we're really feeling that there's something that isn't right, and if we feel that with our body, we've probably picked up energy from somewhere, and we've probably picked up some negative energy, and that is triggering our intuition. That's saying this is a red flag. And if we ignore that and we go down the route, that's often where we have problems. The investment that's too good to be true. The fact that we're doing a strategy that everybody else is doing, but something isn't feeling quite right for us. All of these are flags. So I would recommend to you in your business about leaning into what your body and your mind is telling you. And that will mean that you make better decisions. And when I'm talking about better decisions, it's better decisions for you right now. The more that you are owning those decisions, the more that you're tapping into your intuition, your intuitive processes, and you're listening to your body and yourself. If we go from the point of view that we know and you know the answers that are inside you, then obviously our intuition can guide us. And when we're going into that state, we're starting to create openness and expansion. We're creating curiosity about where we are being led. Rather than being led by others, we're being led by ourselves. And this is often when you hear about heart-centered entrepreneurs. Heart-centered entrepreneurs are usually people who have really done the work to tune into themselves. And part of that is about cutting out the noise, focusing down on your voice first, and then looking at who your trusted advisors, mentors, or coaches are. Often, when we're not tapping into our intuition and we're allowing the others' influence to make decisions, it's because we don't trust ourselves and we don't believe in ourselves. And we believe that so many other people can make decisions. And there are so many gurus out there. There are so many mentors. There are so many coaches. Choose who you want to follow. Choose who resonates with you. Choose who shares values with you. But then listen to what they say, but listen to yourself as well. So you can therefore decide, okay, I've listened to what they've said and what's worked for them. I'm now going to tune into myself and listen to what I'm saying too, and then I'm going to make a decision. So this isn't about ignoring expert advice. It's about choosing carefully who you listen to and always putting yourself in the center of that equation. You need to be able to understand who you are and what your values are and what you stand for in order for you to tune into yourself more. So like anything, it starts with self-awareness, it starts with personal growth, and it starts with self-development. The more that you know about yourself, the more you can tap into those intuitive feelings, those gut feelings, those different emotions in your body. And the more that you can then make decisions which are not only based on past experience, but are also based on what you're feeling in the present, that you have questioned and interrogated, so it's the right decision for you and your business. We are programmed to stay in our comfort zone. And when we get to the edges of that comfort zone, when we get into our stretch zone or our discomfort zone, it can feel uncomfortable. So when you're feeling different emotions in your body or in your mind, ask yourself what's going on. Is this because I'm doing something different? Or is this because there's something else going on? And a good way of going there is to go back and say, when have I felt this in the past? So often when we felt fear, we can look at times when we felt that before and it's worked out for us. So the more that we're able to explore, label, and interrogate those emotions that we're feeling, wherever they are in our body, the more we're able to say, okay, this is resistance because I'm up leveling. I'm going to the next level. I'm coming out of my comfort zone. Or this is resistance because it's a red flag. And often it's about feeling into that emotion. So we start to be able to differentiate quite quickly about what's going on for us. And if you're unsure, take some time to sit with the feeling and really interrogate it with yourself. What is going on for me right now? In summary, should we trust our intuition? Yes, we should always interrogate what it is telling us. Look at those signs, look at those whispers, feel into the feelings in your body, but do so with an open mind. Be curious as to what it's showing you, because it may be giving you a signal that you're up leveling, or it may be waving a big red flag that you need to do something different. So yes, we listen to our gut feelings and we make informed decisions based on what they're telling us from interrogating them. So I've picked out the next video especially for you right here, but don't click on it yet. Remember to like, to subscribe, and to press that bell so you get notified when my next video is ready. I'll see you over there.